Right, so welcome to the Ash Cash Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you go to the ashcashshow.com to subscribe to our podcast. Make sure you go to ashcashtv.com to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Definitely got a pin. Today, if it's your first time joining us, thank you so much for joining us. If you are back, then welcome to the family. Mind Right Mogul family in the building. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and tuning in. If this is the format of the show is in 3 segments. Segment number 1 is our inspirational word of the day. Segment number 2 is financial news. Fast shout out to my guy Joe Escobar on the news. And then lastly, we open it up for Ask Ash Cash. So if you guys have any questions, you can put the questions. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, you can put the questions in the bottom. And then if you are watching on IG, you can put it on the IG box. Real Scott Randall, nice shirt. Your Life Matters. YLM. Salute, King. Your Life Matters. You know what I'm saying? Today's show is being sponsored by my guy Scott Randall. You know, Your Life Matters. Also got the book out called Your Life Matters. Really quick read, good read, straight to the point. Focuses on paradigm shift, on why your life matters. Using his story, his testimony. So it's a great book. Definitely check it out. Your Life Matters. .ylm is the handle on Instagram, but then he's also in here as well. The real Scott Randall. Dr. Carmel Burton says, start your day by day by asking God, what is my assignment today? I believe that for sure. I thought your t-shirt, I bought your t-shirt yesterday. Oh my God, who knew? Dope. Salute. Yes, My Life Matters. Great title. Facts of that. Definitely. Every single day, I think it's part of the program, or part of what's important is that making sure that you're wait, hold on, my camera looking off a little bit. There we go. Part of the daily, your daily ritual or your daily grind should really be, it should really be about being thankful, right? Waking up in the morning, being thankful for waking up. You know what I'm saying? Being thankful for another opportunity. And then yes, as my sister Nadira said, really asking God, like, yo, what's my assignment today? Like, what is it am I supposed to do? And that's where, meditation comes in at. That's where prayer comes in at. And actually that's gonna lead me to what my my daily inspiration is today. I just posted this on my Instagram, and it says, if you rush it, you'll ruin it. Pause, pray, and be patient. And I think that's a great message, because when you think about, to what Sister Nadira said, when you think about, your assignment, nothing in life is supposed to be rushed. Like, you're never supposed to rush anything. You know what I'm saying? Relax or resist, your choice in life. You know what I mean? Word to my guy Stick, right? Relax or resist, your choice in life. And anything that you're supposed to be doing is not going to feel like pressure, right? Anything that you're supposed to be doing is not going to feel like stress. Anything that you're supposed to be doing is not going to feel like frustration. Even when I give you an example, even when I feel overwhelmed, right? Even when I feel overwhelmed at like a task or whatever the case may be, it's not really the task that's overwhelming me. It's just me thinking too far ahead. It's me worrying about stuff that I didn't need to worry about. But the truth of the matter is that every day that I wake up and I'm doing what I love to do, it feels like bliss. It feels exhilarating. It feels great. Like I, fast shout. I'm gonna fast shout to Miss McClarity, right? To Young Faces Smiling, because she's been rocking with me for a long time. She's been rocking with me for a long time, and she's always been supportive. Buying products and things of that nature. Very monetarily supportive, and I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted at all. But I told her via text the other day. I was like, listen, you know how you support me? By just making ish happen, right? Because at the end of the day, again, I appreciate all the support. So I'm not saying this in a way to sound like I don't need the money, honestly, because God is my source. And so when somebody supports me monetarily, I appreciate it because it's necessary. It's part of the divine plan, right? It's part of the divine plan. But what makes me feel more fulfilled is seeing that somebody bought a product or service and implemented that product or service and is now coming out with a product or service. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing somebody watch a free video of mine and then hit me and say, yo, if it wasn't for this video, I wouldn't have written this book. You put the fire in me, like that for me is what my assignment is, because God told me that I will be taken care of, right? So God told me that I don't have to worry about money. So I don't worry about money, right? I don't worry about how bills are going to be paid. I don't worry about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't worry. I honestly don't worry about nothing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you are doing your assignment, when you are obedient to God, when you are obedient to the universe, when you are obedient to your purpose, when you are obedient to what feels good in life, it will not feel like stress. It will not feel like pressure. It will not feel like work. It will not, I promise you, it will not feel like anything other than bliss when you're doing what you've been called to do. I promise you. If what you're doing right now does not feel like bliss, if it feels like an obligation, if it feels like stress, if it feels like demand, if it feels like pressure, if it feels that way, then you're not really walking in your purpose. You are not really walking in your purpose. If you rush it, you'll ruin it. Pause, pray, and be patient. Stop rushing your goals. Stop rushing your dreams. Stop rushing your aspiration. Because the truth of the matter is that you think that you're trying to get to a destination when the destination is going to feel empty. Right? The destination feels empty. Every time I set a destination and I said, yo, I want to get to this destination. Every time I got there, I looked around like, this is it? That's it? So every single time, like it never fails. When I set a destination, I said, yo, I want to get to that place. And so while I'm getting to that place, I'm grinding, I'm struggling, I'm stressed out, I got pressure, I'm doing all these things, trying to get to this specific situation, right? I'm trying to get to a specific destination. Every single time, all my 30 plus years on this earth, every single time I had a destination to go to, a place to go to, and I was struggling to get to that place, when I got to the place, I looked around like, are you kidding me? This is what it feels like? But every single time that I made my journey the mission, not the destination, not the end result, not what I get out of it, when I made the journey the mission, wasn't stressful, felt good, I loved it, I woke up every day excited, and then everything else took care of itself. And so I want y'all to stop trying to rush to a place that's nothing. Ask anybody who's ever been successful. The destination is nothing. Because once you get to that destination, you're going to want another destination. And once you get to that destination, you're going to want another one. So stop rushing to a place that doesn't even matter. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the actual journey. Where are you going? How are you getting there? It's the ride that matters, right? When you go on a road trip, it ain't getting to your destination that's the most exciting. It's the road trip. So don't get on the road with people you don't like. Don't get on the road with people that upset you. Don't get on the road with people that stress you out, because that's a long road trip, right? While you're on the road trip, get your snacks, sing your songs, talk your ish, have your stories, right? That's what's the important part, is the road trip. It ain't the destination. Once you get to the destination, it's cool. But it's the journey. It's on the road to getting there. So I want y'all to stay focused, right? I want you to stay focused. Stay focused on the destination, or stay focused on the journey. If you rush it, you'll ruin it. Pause, pray, and be patient. Pause, pray, and be patient, right? Make sure that your purpose is tied to your destination. Or, I'm sorry, make sure your purpose is tied to your journey. Where are you going? Where are you going? And make sure you enjoy that. Because when you enjoy, I promise you, when you enjoy the when you enjoy the journey, then the destination is going to, I'm telling you, I promise you the destination don't matter. Because once you get to the destination, it's like a pit stop. Right? Celebrate it, right? Oh, yeah, celebrate that you got there. I'm not saying don't celebrate that you got there. Celebrate that you got there, but also understand that there's more to go. Because as long as you have breath in your body, you got to keep going. And so make sure the journey is what you're enjoying, right? I enjoy the journey every single day. I wake up and I'm saying, who can I inspire? Who can I motivate? Right? Who can I guide towards being their God self? And that journey feels great. It feels great, right? Because it never ends. There's always somebody that I could touch with a message. There are millions of billions of people that I could touch with a message. Right? So make sure you enjoy the journey. Pause, pray, be patient. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the news. All right. So in today's news, as of close of business yesterday, all the markets were up. All the indexes were up. So NASDAQ broke a record. So NASDAQ was up 1.47%. S&P 500 was up 0.72%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 0.90%. Gold was up 0.36%. 10-year Treasury was up 1.4 basis points. And oil was up 1.39%. In the economy, Richmond Fed president is saying that the first stimulus, we thought the economy faced a pothole, and the stimulus put a plate over it, so we could navigate. Now, escalation of the virus may be making the pothole into a sinkhole and creating a need for a longer plate. I want to talk about that in a second, or maybe not today, because I want to talk about it more in depth. But it's weird how the maybe I should do like a separate video on the economic system, because I believe that the way things are going, that inevitably there's going to be a crash, right? Like the dollar's going to crash. And so I'm personally looking at alternative ways to put money in, whether it's cryptocurrency. I'm just kind of like, and not to scare nobody, but it's just the facts of the matter is that when you think about these these stimulus packages, like where they getting the money from? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you understand, fractional reserve banking, and you understand that system, it's like, where's the money coming from? Um, money's being printed left and right, which is creating this value, or the devalue. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Maybe I'll go. I'll come back on and talk about it in more in depth, because I want to break down for everybody, sort of like um, the banking system, how it works, and why what's happening right now is sort of like dangerous to like the whole economic system. And so I promise y'all we'll talk about that. If y'all haven't signed up for the 21-day Mind Right Money Right Challenge, make sure you go to the 21daymoneychallenge.com. Um, um, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you go to the 21daymoneychallenge.com. Use the code COVID-19, and you'll get the 21-day Mind Right Money Right Challenge for free. It is a 21-day meditation challenge. Each day you're given a mantra. Each day you're given an assignment to do, and it really is, the goal is to get you to a point of bliss, changing your mindset as it relates to money. And so I'll pin it on IG so you guys could get it. But go to the 21-day moneychallenge.com. Use the code COVID-19, because we making COVID-19 positive. You know what I'm saying? And then you could get that. Best shirt you real Scott Randall. Best shirt you wore all year. Yo, I'm flexing in the shirt though. Yo, I'm flexing, B. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cut right. Y'all can see, you know what I'm saying? You see the guns. Wait, hold on. Y'all can see the guns popping. Oh, yo, I gotta start hitting that bar more though, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? Y'all see the definition popping right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all see what, you know what I mean? That's why I keep flexing. I keep trying to get, you know what I'm saying? I keep trying to get the, you know what I mean? Get the flex on, man. So, you know what I mean? What does the shirt say? It says, "Your life matters." My guy, Scott Randall. Your life matters. YLM, which is also, you know what I mean? My guy book that came out called Your Life Matters. Scott, the rise to a higher place. You know what I mean? Really, definitely something that, y'all need to check it out. Follow him. He's on here right now. The Real Scott Randall. Or go to yourlifematters.ylm, which is the Instagram post. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla Strength. Facts to that. Let's see. Belladonna Material. No Shrink Fade. You know what I mean? Where I'm about to hit the iron though after this though too. I need to, you know what I'm saying? I need to get more defined. Like, I wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like, by the end of the year, I want the cuts to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to define though, you know what I'm saying? Like, flexing. All right. All right. Let's see. In other news, so Fauci, Dr. Fauci warns of really bad situation if daily coronavirus cases don't drop to 10K by September. So Dr. Anthony Fauci, the country's top infectious disease expert, warned on Monday that the U.S. could be in a really bad situation if the number of new coronavirus cases confirmed daily does not drop to 10,000 by next month. Fauci, the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, said during a live streamed interview with the Journal of the American Association that he is basing that number on the expected emergence of the flu in the fall, as well as the return of colder weather, which will likely drive more people indoor, where health experts say COVID-19 spread more easily. If we don't get them down, then we're going to have a really bad situation in the fall. Fauci said, according to NBC News. Currently, the U.S. is seeing between 50,000 to 70,000 new COVID cases identified per day, with a 7-day average of 61,815, according to New York Times data. The U.S. has confirmed more than 4.6 million cases across the country, leading to at least 155,196 deaths, according to the data. So yeah, so I think that's important for us to just keep an eye on. Hold on for a second. I think that's important to keep an eye on. That's one of the reasons why I personally said that I'm going to, I personally said that I'm going to, I'm canceling 2020, right? Meaning that, um, in reading all the research, not just Dr. Fauci, because I don't fully trust Dr. Fauci 100%. I don't trust nobody 100%, honestly. But so not just because Dr. Fauci said it, but when looking at all the different research that's out there on the coronavirus, let me see. What you pin sends you to a ClickFunnels website. I don't know why people say that. The 21-day money challenge.com. Yeah, I don't know why. Sorry, y'all. Hold on for a second, because I don't know why. www.the21daymoneychallenge.com. Yeah, I don't know why it say. Yeah, it got to be the 21-day money challenge, because I'm bugging, because somebody said that yesterday. 21-day money challenge.com. Let me see if that's what it is. Oh yeah, that's what it is. So you got to put the. Thank you, Grace, because I was wondering, like people were saying that to me the other day, and I'm like, yo, why is it like? What do you mean ClickFunnels? Okay, yeah, no, it's the 21-day money challenge, not 21-day money challenge. Yeah, if you go to 21-day money challenge, I never even knew that. If you go to 21daymoneychallenge.com, yeah, it's gonna take you to ClickFunnels. But if you go, so it's www.the21daymoneychallenge.com, and then use the code COVID-19. Use code COVID-19, and then that's going to give you the 21-day challenge for free. Every day is a different mantra. Every day there's a different assignment. Follow it, do it, and I promise you it'll help retrain your mind. Also, join the private Facebook group, so we could talk about the challenge in that group as well. So as I was saying about the coronavirus, I really feel like when you think about what's happening in the fall, right? In the fall, you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna have the flu. It's gonna be colder. The reason why they were supposed to be saying that in the summertime it's supposed to go down because like heat is supposed to be killing it, or it doesn't spread as fast. But when when come fall time, it's going to be cold. A lot of people are going to be indoors more. The flu season is upon us because of that. I just think it's we got to just be cautious. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious. Please, use this time right now to build your immune system, whether it's, with natural remedies, whether it's exercise. Like there's so many different ways for you to build your immune system. So I definitely want y'all to start doing that as well. President Trump refuses to acknowledge John Lewis's achievement and claims he's done more for black people. So President Donald Trump reportedly stopped short of describing the late Democratic Representative John Lewis of Georgia as an impressive individual, and instead boasted about his own credentials as it relates to the African American community during a AXIS interview that aired on Monday. Asked by the reporter John Swan about how history would remember Lewis, Trump replied, "I don't know. I really don't know." He chose not to come to my inauguration, Trump said. He chose, I never met John Lewis, I don't believe. Lewis, the longtime lawmaker from Georgia and civil rights leader, died at 80 in July, 7 months after he was diagnosed with advanced pancreas cancer. Lewis' accomplishments from the civil rights movement, which include marches with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., were widely praised by both Republicans and Democrats. Following Swan's initial question, the reporter pressed Trump for a clearer answer. Do you find him impressive? Trump replied that he could not say one way or the other if Lewis was impressive, adding that the Democrat did not come to his inauguration. I find a lot of people impressive, Trump said. I find many people not impressive, but no, he didn't come to my inauguration. He didn't come to my State of the Union speeches, and that's okay, Trump added. That's his right. And again, nobody has done more for black Americans than I have. He should have come. I think he made a big mistake. In other news, The Rock and Danny Garcia, they buy a XFL team for $15 million with Redbird Capital as a partner. So the FXL, which is I think it's Extreme Football League is what it stands for. I believe it's what it stands for. Has been sold to a group that included former WWE star Dwayne The Rock Johnson, giving the bankrupt Football League the kind of star power that may draw even non-sport fans. So Johnson, an actor and producer who played college football at the University of Miami, teamed up with Jerry Cardell's Redbirds Capital to buy the league just hours before a planned auction was scheduled to begin. So salute to him. In other news, Snapchat is adding a TikTok-style music feature. I didn't even know Snapchat was still available. Snapchat is adding a TikTok music feature. Snapchat will soon let you add music to the videos you record, making it the latest social app to take on TikToks by offering the ability to embed popular songs. The announcement comes as President Trump threatens to crack down on TikTok, and Instagram plans to unveil its own TikTok competitor in the coming weeks. I think that if you watch what social media does, I think that don't do Snap. No, I just maybe I'm just I'm big bro, so maybe I just don't do Snapchat. You know what I mean? But it's funny when you think about the way things have been unfolding, right? When you think about the Snapchats, the IGs, the TikToks, like they're all fighting for the same thing. And I love whoever's on the IG team. I love how Instagram, instead of Instagram like letting somebody take their share, they always like annihilate their competition, because that's the reason why I don't even realize Snapchat exists. Think about it. When Instagram was out, Instagram was just posting your photos, right? And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, like, it started doing the video. Nah, insurance and style, not Uncle Ash, big bro. I'm not Uncle. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that already. We talked about that. But remember in Instagram, it was just pictures. Then they started adding a video feature, and then Snapchat started. Snapchat came around and started doing this 24-hour disappearance thing. Then all of a sudden, IG stories came. IG stories is just Snapchat, right? But IG was like, nah, let me borrow that. You know what I'm saying? Then when you think about, IGTV, you know what I'm saying? Then that like all these features, like the filters, all that, they literally just watching what their competitor is doing and adding to that, instead of being like Blockbusters and Netflix, right? When Netflix, right, do it for the Vine. I ain't gonna do it. Do it for the Vine, right? Like when you think about Vine out of here, cause the ability to not adapt very fast. You know what I'm saying? When you think about IG, I'm telling you, whoever's on our IG team is open. You know what I mean? It's dope. You know what I'm saying? The IG team just be like on it. And I think that we need to start looking at that as it relates to our businesses, because you got to be able to pivot very fast, right? You can't just get stuck in your ways. Like, and the famous example of that is Blockbuster and Netflix. When Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix, it didn't, right? It didn't buy Netflix, and then it stuck to its old model, and then it died. Opposed to opposed to being able to say, "Yo, let me partner with you, let me buy you." You know what I'm saying? Um, you got to make sure that you are ready to pivot, right? Don't become Blockbuster, right? Don't become Snapchat, because at the end of the day, Snapchat might be popping, but I promise you, if IG did not add the Snapchat feature, then you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be as live as it is. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you gotta be, you know what I mean. You gotta be ready to adapt. You gotta be ready to pivot. You can't be stuck in your ways. If your business model doesn't work anymore, then you gotta change that business model. Lastly, before I open it up for questions, HBCU changed launches app for simplest way to use your spare change to fund historically black colleges. So HBCU Change is currently on track to serve as the nation's fastest growing micro donation app, totally committed to the sustainability of historically black colleges and universities across the nation. Committed to developing innovative ways to raise $1 billion over the next 5 years, the HBCU Change app is answering the call of solution-oriented methods to tackle the grossly growing financial shortage that the HBCUs are facing as a result of the pandemic. So many HBCUs rely on money generated from students living on campus, and with the impact of the pandemic, HBCUs are suffering financial losses in extremely high numbers. The HBCU Change app will also start to close the technology gap between alumni and universities in regards to seamless donation integration, making it easier for alum to give back and continue tradition. The first phase of the HBCU Change app launches launched on July 15th. Users can effortlessly set recurring contributions by the day, week, or month, and know that their money is going directly to the needs of their beloved college or universities. As part of the app's Phase 1 launch, Florida A&M will initiate the use of HBCU Change app to student body and alum. So that's dope. Fast shout out to them. HBCUs are very, very important when you look at the stats, when you look at how many doctors and lawyers and business owners and filmmakers and all these different people that are black that come out of HBCUs is important. I didn't go to a HBCU, but I do recognize the importance of the HBCUs. So salute to them. All right, y'all. So I'm opening it up for any questions that you may have. Salute to Samaya Hill on a check-in on YouTube. Courtney M16 on a check-in. Butter Beans, cool. Good morning on the check-in. So salute to y'all on the check-in. Can you share how to find your purpose with Hustlenomics? So let me see if I can pull it up. Cause I talked about that the other day. But I think if you download, so Iris asked a question about finding your purpose, right? And if you download Hustlenomics, I'm gonna try to pull it up. I'm gonna open it up. Let me see if I can find it. Hustlenomics. And so in the book Hustlenomics, I give a guide, right? So if anybody has read the book, if you go to hustlenomics.com, it is a free download, and you could download the book, right? And in the book, I give you, the book is broken down into three sections, let's say, right? Let me see. Let me open it this way. The book is open. The book is broken down into three sections, right? And in those sections, in those sections, I, number one, give you, or is it four sections? Let me just pull it up. But in those sections, I give you access to, Nipsey Hussle, and use a lot of his ownership, his lyrics about around ownership, right? So the book is called Hustlenomics, Money, Ownership, and Business Lessons Inspired by Nipsey Hussle, right? And then when we look at the sections that the book is broken down to, we have section one, which explains why Nipsey Hussle was so important. Section two or chapter two, we talk about the making of Nipsey Hussle, the ghetto economic trap. So section three talks about the philosophy of Ermias Ascadam, which is his real name. But then chapter four talks about the victory lap action plan. And so in the victory lap action plan, I specifically created that in a way that helps you create your purpose, right? And so I remember my guy Once Popular asked about like, yo, how do I find my purpose? And I think that in finding your purpose, it's important to understand who you are. And so in the book, I'm trying to get to that section, but in the book, I break it down into different things. In the first section, right, the first exact section talks about finding your purpose. So Nipsey Hussle said, "Find your purpose, or you're wasting air," right? And so I think it starts on page 100. If you go on page 100. I'm here late in Hamburg, but I made it. Salute. If you go to page 100 and it says find your purpose, that first section is gonna give you access to how give you access, right? It's gonna say questions to help yourself find your purpose. So number one, right? So here's the instructions, and it's in the book. So download it, hustlenomics.com, and go to page 100. But it says instructions: find a quiet, peaceful place where you will not be disturbed. Answer each of the questions below. Think about it, and then write it down, what comes to mind, without analyzing, editing, or judging. Most importantly, enjoy the moment and enjoy the process of self-discovery. So self-discovery is the first part of finding your purpose. So number one, write down, when do you lose track of time? So I lose track of time when I am doing what? Right? I feel great about myself when I'm doing what? If I knew I couldn't fail, I would do what? Right? If money wasn't an issue, I would love to spend my time doing what? Right? My perfect day consists of, and then answer that question. 3 things I love about myself are, like, what are those things that you love about yourself? I would regret not doing these things in my life. So if you didn't do something, what would you regret not doing? If I knew I was, listen, so this one is important, right? If I knew I was going to die 1 year from today, I would, right? And, I believe that death, lights fire under people, right? And so that's an important question, right? And I'm not, think about it. When the coronavirus started to hit, some people were scared, and some people were like, damn, like, what, I'm going to sit back and whatever. But the death that was all around people are like, yo, hold on, B. Like, life is not promised. And so if life ain't promised, what am I going to be doing? Ask yourself that. If you knew you was going to die 1 year from today, what would you do? I promise you'll stop playing with that gift, right? I promise you'll be focusing more on your legacy. You'll be focusing on the things that matter most. You know what I'm saying? And so finding your purpose is that, right? And the other question I asked, right? At your funeral, what would you like to hear? Right? What would each speaker say about you and your life? What kind of friend, family member, colleague were you? What character would you like them to have seen in you? What contributions and achievements would you want them to remember? What difference did you make in their lives? What is your legacy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important, right? You have to ask yourself these questions, because if what you're doing right now is not, cementing your legacy, if what you're doing right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, right? Find your purpose, or you wasting air. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There are things I want to change about the world to make it better. What issues in society on the news make you most angry? What causes you strongly to believe in or connect with? You know what I'm saying? Recall the happiest moments in your life. What were you doing? What were the circumstances? What is the underlying theme, if any? Out of all your accomplishments, both big and small, you are most proud of what? These are the people who inspire me the most. What gives me the most pleasure? What makes me smile, right? What activities, people, events, hobbies, projects, etc. What are you good at? What qualities do you have that you're really proud of? What do people typically ask you for help in? What are some challenges, difficulties, or hardships you overcome? How did you do it? If you could get a message across to a large group of people, who would those people be? What would your message be? Right? What are some common themes or things that you notice in your responses? What are the things that you discover about yourself? Right? And then now it's saying review all your answers, right? Take as much time as you need to think about each of your answers in depth. Ask yourself how you feel when you read your answers, right? Note each one which moves you and which ones make you feel alive. Now write as many answers to the final questions as you can until you feel moved, extreme joy, or are even brought to tears. Once you do this, you will know your purpose. If you need more space to write, feel free to write. So that's the answer, right? That's the answer to finding your purpose. That's the answer. So go hustlenomics.com, download the free book. Page 100 gives you that. I mean, read the book, but if you want to just jump into trying to find your purpose, then I think that that's what it is. You can provide info to download Hustlenomics. Hustlenomics.com. Just go to hustlenomics.com and then you can download the book for free. Most folks haven't thought about those questions retrospective clarity. Nah, it's important. It's important that you do. All right. What other questions y'all got for me? Please put the questions in the question box. I know. I think I saw a couple of questions I saw a couple of questions in the comments, but I can't scroll back up. Let's see. Yo, Ash, how do you feel about Janelle Monáe calling for people to cancel hip hop? Have you heard about this? I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard about Janelle Monáe canceling hip hop. I'll look into it, but I haven't heard about it. So let's see. Nia Karen says, why did you leave banking? There's much bigger issues in the world I know, but I first had to take care of the world I know. And so for me, as I started looking at where I could be most effective, I felt like what I felt like is what I felt like is that banking changed from being service to being sales, right? It was all about sales. So when I started in banking, I was 20 years old, or no, I was 19 years old. I just turned 19 when I first started my banking career. And banking was a service. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Banking was a service. And banking was about helping people, but then in the mid 2000s, I want to say like 2001, 2002-ish, banking started to change. Up until 2004, it started to change from the model of like service to like retail, where they started hiring people from like Best Buy and all these, retail spaces to run banks. And it changed because they were hiring these people because they were good at sales and they wanted to make banking into sales. And so for me, that just didn't really jive. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really sit with my soul, because the reason why I wanted to, get into the banking service was because, I felt like I wanted to help my people. And when I felt like I wasn't helping people anymore, that it was all about the number. Like, did you meet your number? How many checking accounts did you open? How many home equity lines of credits? I'll be honest. When the crash, the real estate bubble happened in 2008, I played a part in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like one of the top home equity loan specialists in the country. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like burning and churning home equity loans. And that just didn't feel good for me. And so everything I do, I want to be of service. I wanted to help. And so I just said, yo, there's much bigger issues in the world I know, but I first had to take care of the world I know, meaning that I had to get to a space where I'm, taking care of my community. And so that's why I decided that I was going to leave banking. And I did a few things. I did a lot of volunteer work. I did nonprofit work. And then I found my niche in writing books and speaking and becoming a teacher. And so that's why I do what I do today. My goal is just to teach people, how to live their best life. And so when I think about people, starting businesses, when I think about, people, managing their finances, when I think about people writing books and all that stuff, I just use the knowledge that I have to help other people, become their best selves. So, yeah, that was the reason. That's why I left. I do have aspirations to get back into banking, but I want to run a bank. I want to start my own bank. And so I do have aspirations to do that. I don't know when, but whenever God orders my steps to do it, I do want to. I want to put check cashing places out of business. That's my goal. I think that check cashing places are predatory. I understand why people use them, but I want to put them out of business. And so I want to open up some type of financial institution that allows me to do that. So that that's on the bucket list for me to run a financial institution. So for sure. Where we at? La China B, what up, La China? All right, La China, what are your thoughts on PPP loans? Are they most beneficial for biz or personal credit? I think that PPP loans are dope, right? Because PPP loans, if you those are forgivable. Those could turn into grants. So if you use them the right way, you don't have to pay them back. And so I'm more inclined to say, I'm more inclined to say to open up or see if you qualify for a PPP loan, because if you use it the right way, you don't have to pay it back. I don't think that you should use your personal credit for business, because at the end of the day, there's ways to build your business credit that's going to help you long term with your business. So, I think it's important to learn how to build business credit. And then once you learn how to build business credit, then you could, then it's more beneficial to build, business credit. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. There is the EIDL loan, which is actually a loan, and you got to pay that back. But if you qualify for that as well, and you have a game plan on how you're going to use it, that's not bad either, because it's a low interest loan from the government. So yeah, that's what I would say. La China B in the building. All right, where we at? My guy Nova November. What's the music advice you can give to an artist on online marketing? Great question. I think that it's important to make people fall in love with you. In anything, though, in anything that you do, it's important to make people fall in love with you. We don't live in a brand state anymore. We do in some ways, right? In some ways, you could build a brand, and you could win, right, by building a brand. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, anything that you do, I believe that people got to fall. Like, if your product is strong enough, then, nobody, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter who is behind the brand, right? Like, there's some brands that have just dope brands and you don't even know who's behind the brand. people just support the brand. But at the end of the day, when people love you, when people fall in love with you, they'll support anything that you do, right? So I'll give you an example, like I'm using like Fashion Nova, for instance. Like, nobody knows who owns Fashion Nova, but at the end of the day, Fashion Nova does good, right? Fashion Nova does good because it is supported by, or it, the people who promote Fashion Nova are the people who people love. You know what I'm saying? So they find influencers, they find people that they love to support, to support the brand. You know what I'm saying? So same thing that I would say with your music. You know what I'm saying? Is that people got to fall in love with you, right? And I just saw, I just saw Nikki, Nikki Nicole made a good thing, a good statement. It says, "What's the passion, motivation behind your music?" And I think that's important as well. It's understanding like why do you do music, right? Are you doing music because, are you doing music because of, it's a money play, or are you passionate about the message that you're putting out in your music? Like, are you connected, with that? Because if you're connected with, with why you put out music, with who you are, as a musician, with the message that you're putting out. Wait, hold on. Yeah, with the message that you're putting out, if you're connected with that, then that passion, then that's gonna seep out in your music. Think about a DMX record, right? The reason why DMX is still loved and beloved right now is because he put his passion in that music. When you listen to a DMX record, you feel him. You feel what he's talking about. Even Snoop, right? Like Snoop, when you listen to a Snoop record, he was about having fun, but then you also felt the passion. So who are you, right? Who are you? What is your music about? And then just make sure you pour that out in your message, in your music. When somebody listens to your music, do they know who you are, right? Can they feel the passion in your music? And then just market yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would say to a musician. I would say to an author. That's why I would say to somebody who got whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, make people fall in love with you. Show them who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come on live every day because I'm showing people who I am. Even prior to going live, I would post pictures, show people who I am. I would, give you quotes, and you would read my captions. Like, people know Ash, right? You may have not ever met me before in your life, but you know who I am because I'm giving you who I am. And so if you like who I am, you will probably support me. If you like what I'm talking about and what I stand for, you're probably gonna buy my books or buy my courses or buy my programs. You know what I'm saying? Or buy a ticket to hear me speak at a conference. You know what I'm saying? So as your music goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you putting out that passion out there? So yeah, people keep asking this question. So I have two of the same questions, right? So somebody says, have you ever heard of this thing called the blessing loom? And that's cleaning for you too. And then Mr. Six Pack says, any ideas on the Susu fad sweeping the community right now? Man. You should pay for products or services. Period. You should pay for products and services. If what you're putting your money into is not a product or a service, then it is a pyramid scheme. Period. And I talked about this before. And I'm gonna try to read this. I'm gonna try to read this pyramid scheme, right? And yeah, only with people you trust. I'm gonna get to that, right? But I'm gonna say this, right? If you're not paying for a product or service, it's a scheme. That's it. That's it. That's my opinion. And if you go to the dictionary, go to dictionary.com, and it says, what is a pyramid scheme? A form of investment, right, which is illegal, is actually illegal in the United States and elsewhere, in which each paying participant recruits two further participants, with returns being given to early participants using money contributed by later ones. That's the definition, right? That's the definition of a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a form of investment illegal in the United States and elsewhere, in which each party participants recruits two further participants, with returns being given to early participants using money contributed later ones, right? And the way that these blessing looms come about, and how they're not being like shut down, is because of the language. So if you ever like are on one of the calls, they're saying, "Oh, it's not right. It's not an investment, right? It's a it's a blessing, right? It's a blessing." Look. Oh, they cut me off. What time is it? Oh, I cut. So I'll finish it, then I'll come back. They say it's not, it's not a bless. Oh, let me just, cause IG cut me off and I just didn't realize that they did. We're gonna delete the video. I don't want this video on here. Yeah. So the way, sorry, IG. I didn't look at the time, and so they cut me off. So I had to restart it. But what I was saying was the way that they do it, right? The way that they do the blessing looms, is that they are calling it that. They're calling it a gift. They call it a blessing, right? And because they call it a gift, because they call it a blessing, then that's why they get around. That's why. That's how they get around it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get around it. But I believe that when you are creating these massive networks, when you're creating these massive networks of, what they're calling these blessing looms, it's a scheme. It's a pyramid scheme, because what if somebody doesn't pay, right? All the people that put their money in could lose their money, right? And that's why it's illegal, because there are many instances that people have lost their money, and people have been defrauded because of these pyramid schemes. Exactly what happens when the person doesn't recruit. If one person doesn't recruit, then the cards fall and people don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? I do think that to the point that other people are trying to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you do it with people you trust, like my parents are Haitian. And so, susu is a Caribbean thing. And so I'm very aware of a susu, but a susu is different than what these big blessing looms are. A susu is way different, because a susu is based on, people that you trust. It's a small circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have, so the thing that's different than a susu is that you don't got to recruit. So with a susu, right? And so this is the difference, right? Here's the difference. And I want y'all to understand and be clear about this. The difference between a blessing loom and a susu is that with a blessing loom, you start with a group of people, right? And with the group of people, every time you recruit two more people, then those two people give, and then that's where the hand comes in. Then those two people recruit, then that's where the hand comes in. Like in order to keep getting money, you have to keep recruiting, right? That's a blessing loom, a quote unquote blessing loom, aka pyramid scheme. I said what I said. It's a pyramid scheme. I tried to be nice before, but I'm not. But like, it's a pyramid scheme. if the goal is you start right here, you recruit 2 people and they give money, those people recruit and they get money, those people recruit, that's a pyramid scheme. Because the pyramid the scheme stops when somebody stops recruiting, right? With a susu, it's totally different. With a susu, 10 of us that are getting into this pool, and then it's closed. Nobody else could come in. At the start of it, right? At the start of it, it's 10 people. I'm talking about a susu now, right? At the start of it, it's 10 people, and it's 10 people only. And then what happens is each of the 10 people give $100. One person gets, the first hand gets 1,000. Then week number 2, all the 10 people give $100. Week 2, somebody else gets 1,000. Right? And so it's a 10-week thing. We all know what we're getting. It's over in 10 weeks. If somebody doesn't give, we know who to go to. That's a susu. Don't call a blessing loom these pyramid schemes. Stop calling them susus. It's not a susu. Because a susu has a finite beginning and end. As a Caribbean American, I know what a susu is. It's not a susu. These blessing looms are not a susu. It is a scam. You have to recruit to keep it going. You give $400, you get $8,000. But you gotta recruit 2 people to get you 8,000, and they gotta recruit, and they gotta recruit, and they gotta recruit. And it's going into a pot, and somebody's killing it. There's somebody at the top that's getting a piece of that. So don't call these blessing looms a susu. It's not. A blessing loom is a pyramid scheme, period. A blessing loom is a pyramid scheme, period. I don't care what you call it. Call it a gifting loom. Call it a blessing loom. Be a blessing to other. It is a pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme. What is a pyramid scheme? A form of investment in which each paying participant recruits 2 further participants, with returns being given early participants using money contributed by later ones. Blessing loom. If you replace that, if you replace blessing loom or gifting loom with this definition, it's exactly what it is. Oh, what is it? Oh, a gifting, a form of gifting in which each paying participant recruits 2 further participants, with returns being given to early participants using money contributed by later ones. Blessing loom. It's like scam. Stop falling for it. Miss me with the gifting. Miss me with that. Miss me with it. Miss me with, find people you trust. No, it's a scheme. If you're not providing products or services and you giving your money in the hopes of somebody else giving their money, that's not sustainable, yo. That's a scheme. A susu is a connected group of people. That's what a susu is. Don't call it a susu. It's not a susu. I know what a susu is. Me and 10 of my friends get together and we giving each other money. That's a susu. You know what I'm saying? Micro lending, right? Like if you do micro lending, a group of people, lend to each other. That's micro lending. That's a organized form of a susu. Not this thing that y'all talking about. All right, next question. I'm sorry. Cause honestly, you know what I'm saying? I be trying to be like political sometimes. Cause I'll be honest with you. I had 2 people that I respect and love come to me, you know what I'm saying, about this. And these are like my big bros. Like I'm talking about like people that I respect on a high level come to me with this. I listened. I took a listen to the presentation, and I felt like, man, I was like, damn, yo, I was actually upset that there's so many people that are falling for it. like y'all falling for this, yo. It's a scam, yo, and it's usually around this time when people are worried about money and worried about how they gonna make do. They start falling for these scams, yo. And it's so widespread in our community and it hurts. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. If you want to start a susu, then get a finite amount of people together and y'all start a susu, right? Buy up the block, right? Get 100 people together, and each of y'all 100 people put in $1,000, and so now each person gets $100,000, and you use that $100,000 to buy a business, start a business, buy a real estate. That's cooperative economics. Don't use cooperative economics for a pyramid scheme. Stop doing that. Like, come on, yo. I be tight. Y'all be using these words. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be using these words like cooperative economics. Y'all be using words like gifting, be a blessing. Nah, that's not a blessing. You know how I'm a blessing? Every time I make money, I give 10% to causes that I care about. That's how I'm a blessing. Not like, oh, let me give. Nah, I'm not doing that. Like, come on, yo. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. When you mentioned pyramid schemes, would it be similar to paparazzi? I don't know. I don't know that I don't know that oh, you might be Ponzi scheme. It might be Ponzi. Yeah, you might be Ponzi scheme. Yeah, it's but that's what it's called. Pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme is the same. It's the same, right? Like Bernie Madoff, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably mean Ponzi. Yeah, and so Bernie Madoff that's the same thing. Pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme is the same. Because so if y'all don't understand what happened with Bernie Madoff, Bernie Madoff pretty much did was started a company, an investment company, right? Bernie Madoff, he made off. You know what I mean? What Bernie Madoff did was he created this investment, right? That really didn't exist, and every time somebody wanted their money, he had to recruit somebody else to give them money in order to pay the people who want their money. And so that's how and so it was billions of dollars that he took, that he lost of people, because that's what he was doing, right? He found, he found a way to get people's money and then continue to like use other people's money to pay the other people. That's what this gifting loom does. Right? The people that start give their money, and in order for them to get their money from other people have to be bought into it. So yeah, it's the same as the Ponzi. No, she means the jewelry business paparazzi. Yeah, I don't know what the paparazzi is. Do you have a guide step by step on how to create and publish an ebook? I want to make sure that I have done everything I need to do before I sell it. Yeah, if you go to hit the link in my bio, cause I have it. It's called 8 steps to ebooksuccess.com. But the link is in my bio. If you go to the link in my bio, I created an ebook, which is a step-by-step guide on how to do it. All right, y'all. That's my time. Y'all keep asking me about the Apple split. I'll talk about that. I promise I'll talk about that tomorrow, because it's a great thing to happen. But yeah, I need to go because the time is up. It's 9:30. And so I've been here longer than ever. But let me just check on my YouTube. All right, so bet. How do you build? Damn, I gotta answer that. Body, butter beans. Thank you, sir. You know what I'm saying? My breakfast. Thank you. That's why I gotta go. Breakfast time. It's the Smoothie King run. Yeah. So yeah. Time's up. I gotta go, y'all. I spent more time than I wanted to. Not that I wanted to, but you know, I spend a lot of time on here. Butterbeans, I'll answer the question tomorrow. Running out of gas. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you for always being here. Appreciate y'all for staying, you know what I mean, staying in the know. Make sure you go to mindrightmoney.com. Check out everything that I got. Mailbox Money Academy is my mentorship program. So if you want to learn how to get to that next level, then make sure you go to mailboxmoneyacademy.com. Pinks of Fire says saved alive. I deleted the other one. And I'm not gonna save this one because y'all gotta subscribe to my YouTube. But it's weird though, because for some reason my YouTube is taking like 24 hours to post the videos. So it'll be it'll be available. I'll send a link, Pinks of Fire. I'll send you the YouTube link so you can have it. Because for some reason it doesn't have it. I was at a meeting, Ash. I need both. I will DM you later. Now, Pinks of Fire, I got you. I'll email you, or I'll DM you the link to YouTube. Because they give me access to it, but for some reasons y'all may not have access to it until later. So I'll DM that, or maybe I'll pull it, and then post the whole thing on my Instagram. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I'm deleting it. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Go to the ashcastshow.com to subscribe to the YouTube channel, or to the podcast. Go to ashcasttv.com to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. As always, I appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow in God's will. Same time, same place. All right.